Hello, and welcome to Talk Ema, a friendly place where you can learn English step by step, where we help you learn English in a simple and clear way.
Hi, everyone. We are very happy to see you, and we want to help you speak English easily and confidently.
In this video, we have different parts to make learning easy for you.
First, we will start with a simple and friendly conversation.
Then, we will explain the main topic step by step with clear examples.
After that, we will teach you useful and common phrases that you can use in daily life.
Next, we will review important words and expressions together.
And at the end, we will ask you a question so you can practice and share your answer in the comments.
My name is Emma, and I make videos to help you speak English every day.
And I am Jack, and I am here to practice English with you.
Please like this video and subscribe to our channel because it really helps us.
Yes, your support means a lot to us.
Today, we are going to talk about how to describe a rainy day in English.
We will practice listening, learn useful words, and enjoy a fun conversation together.
Are you ready to begin?
Yes, let's start.
So, Jack, how was your morning today?
My morning was okay, but it was a little wet because it started to rain.
Oh, really? Where were you when it started raining?
I was walking to a coffee shop when the rain began.
Did you have an umbrella with you?
No, I did not have an umbrella, so I got a little wet.
Maybe you should check the weather before you leave home next time.
Yes, that is a good idea, and I will try to remember that.
But you know, a rainy day is not always bad.
That is true, because sometimes rain can feel peaceful and calm.
I really like the sound of rain when I'm inside my house.
Me too, because it feels warm and cozy when I listen to the rain.
That is wonderful because our topic today is about rain.
Yes, today we are learning how to describe a rainy day in English.
Let's start with the most important word, which is rain.
Rain is the water that falls from the sky.
That is correct, and rain can be a noun or a verb.
For example, I can say, I see rain outside the window.
Very good. And you can also say, it rains a lot in spring.
If it is happening now, I can say, it is raining right now.
Excellent, because that is the present continuous tense.
Are all rainy days the same?
No, they are not the same because sometimes the rain is very light.
What do we call very light rain?
We call very light rain drizzle.
Can you say that word again slowly?
Yes, the word is drizzle.
Drizzle means small and soft drops of rain.
That's right, and when it is drizzling, you may not need an umbrella.
I can say, I walked in the drizzle and it felt nice.
That is a perfect sentence.
What about very heavy rain?
When the rain is very strong, we can use the word pouring.
Pouring is like when we pour water from a bottle.
Exactly, because it feels like someone is pouring water from the sky.
I can say, it is pouring, so I will stay inside.
That is a great example.
Is there another word for heavy rain?
Yes, another expression is bucketing down.
Bucketing down sounds funny and interesting.
It means the rain is so heavy that it feels like water is coming down in buckets.
I can say, we cannot go outside because it is bucketing down.
That sentence is very good.
I have heard the phrase raining cats and dogs.
Yes, that is a very common idiom in English.
What does raining cats and dogs mean?
It means it is raining very heavily.
So I can say, we canceled our picnic because it is raining cats and dogs.
Perfect, and many people use this idiom in daily conversation. Now you know many ways to describe a rainy day.
You can talk about drizzle, pouring rain, and raining cats and dogs.
Try to use these words when you talk about the weather.
Practice speaking about the rain in your own sentences.
Now we have a question for you. How do you feel on a rainy day, and what do you like to do?
Write your answer in the comments and practice your English.
Yesterday, you said it was raining very heavily when you went to the coffee shop.
Yes, it was raining cats and dogs, so I got completely wet.
When it rains very heavily like that, we can also call it a downpour.
A downpour means a lot of rain in a short time.
That's right, and you can say, I got caught in a downpour.
I got caught in a downpour because I did not have my umbrella.
You are learning these new words very quickly. Before the rain starts, what do we usually see in the sky?
We usually see big gray clouds in the sky.
Yes, and we call them rain clouds or storm clouds.
Storm clouds are often dark gray or even black.
You can say, the sky is getting dark because I see rain clouds.
If I see dark clouds, I know it might rain soon.
Sometimes storm clouds bring thunder and lightning,
Thunder is the loud sound we hear in the sky.
and lightning is the bright flash of light during a storm.
Lightning is very fast and very bright.
You can say, I saw a flash of lightning.
And I can say I heard a loud clap of thunder.
A storm can feel scary when there are loud claps of thunder.
Last night, the storm was scary because the thunder was very loud.
Let's talk about the sounds of rain.
Rain makes different sounds when it falls on different things.
When rain hits the window, we can say it patters on the window.
I like to listen to the rain patter on my bedroom window.
When rain falls on the roof, we can say it taps on the roof.
I hear the rain tapping on the roof at night.
When rain falls softly on trees and leaves, we can use the word rustle.
I love the soft rustle of rain in the trees because it sounds relaxing.
Now let's think about what happens after the rain.
After the rain, sometimes the sun comes out again.
And sometimes we see a beautiful rainbow in the sky.
A rainbow has many bright colors and looks amazing.
You can say, after the storm, we saw a rainbow.
After it rains, there is often water on the ground.
Yes, and those small pools of water are called puddles.
Children love to jump and splash in puddles.
They wear rain boots, which people also call wellies.
I need my umbrella, my raincoat, and my wellies on a rainy day.
A raincoat is very important in wet weather.
Some people also say waterproof jacket.
Waterproof means water cannot go inside your clothes.
My jacket is not waterproof, so I got wet yesterday.
You should buy a new waterproof jacket.
Yes, I think I need one soon.
Now let's talk about feelings on a rainy day.
Sometimes a rainy day makes me feel sleepy.
That feeling can be described as cozy.
Cozy means warm, comfortable, and safe.
I feel cozy when I sit inside with a blanket and hear the rain outside.
I like to drink hot tea and feel cozy on a rainy afternoon.
But sometimes rainy weather can feel a little sad.
Yes, especially when the sky is gray and dark all day.
We can use the word gloomy to describe that kind of weather.
The sky looks gloomy today because there is no sunshine.
Gloomy weather can also make people feel melancholy.
Melancholy means a quiet and gentle sad feeling.
You can say, the gray sky makes me feel a little melancholy.
That is a good sentence to describe my mood.
However, rain is not always negative.
Yes, sometimes rain feels refreshing.
Refreshing means it makes you feel cool and fresh again.
After a hot summer day, the rain can feel very refreshing.
The cool rain helps the air feel clean and fresh.
I enjoy a refreshing summer rain after a long, hot week.
Now you know many new words to describe rainy weather.
You can talk about downpours, storm clouds, thunder, lightning, and rainbows.
Try to use these words when you speak about the weather.
Practice every day, and your English will improve step by step.
So, Jack, rain is not always bad because it can clean the air and make everything fresh.
Yes, I noticed that the air smells very clean after it rains.
Have you ever paid attention to that special smell after the rain?
Yes, I have noticed it, and it smells fresh and natural.
There is a special word for that smell.
Really? What is the word?
The word is petrichor, and it means the smell of rain on dry ground.
Petrichor is a very interesting and scientific word.
Many people love the smell of petrichor after a summer storm.
I also love the smell of petrichor because it feels calm and clean.
Now let's talk about activities for a rainy day.
On a rainy day, I like to stay indoors and relax.
You can say, I'm going to stay in today.
I'm going to stay in because it is raining heavily outside.
Staying in means you do not go outside.
When I stay in, I like to read books or watch movies.
That sounds like a perfect plan for a rainy afternoon.
Sometimes I just want to lie in bed all day.
We can use the word hibernate for that feeling.
Hibernate means to sleep for a long time like a bear in winter.
People use the word hibernate when they want to stay home and rest all day.
On a rainy Sunday, I want to hibernate and do nothing.
Another nice activity on a rainy day is baking.
I enjoy baking cookies because the house smells wonderful.
Baking bread also makes the kitchen warm and cozy.
The oven makes the room feel comfortable.
You can also make a hot drink like tea or hot chocolate.
I love to drink a big cup of hot chocolate when it rains.
So on a rainy day, we stay in, bake, drink something warm, and feel cozy.
This conversation makes me wish for a rainy day soon.
However, not everyone can stay at home during the rain.
That is true because some people must go to work or school.
If you must go outside, you can say, I have to go out even though it is raining.
I can also say I have to brave the rain.
Brave the rain means to be strong and go outside in bad weather.
I had to brave the rain to go to my doctor's appointment.
That is a very good example sentence. Now let's imagine you are driving in the rain.
Driving in the rain can be difficult and sometimes dangerous.
The road becomes wet and slippery.
Slippery means it is easy to slide or fall.
You can say, be careful because the roads are slippery.
When the road is slippery, drivers should go slowly.
What happens when a car drives fast through a big puddle?
The car makes a big splash and water goes everywhere.
We can say the car splashed or sprayed water.
I do not like when cars splash water on people walking on the sidewalk.
Now let's do some practice.
I am ready for the practice.
If the rain is very light and soft, what do we call it?
We call it drizzle, and we say it is drizzling.
Very good. If you see a bright flash in the sky and hear a loud boom, what is that?
That is lightning and thunder.
Excellent. If the rain stops and you see many colors in the sky, what do you see?
I see a rainbow.
Perfect. You remembered all the words. Now I will tell you a short story about a rainy day.
I am listening carefully.
Last Tuesday, I woke up and the sky looked gray and gloomy.
The weather did not look very nice in the morning.
I looked out of the window and saw dark rain clouds.
That means the rain was coming soon.
At first, it started to drizzle softly.
Then the rain became heavier.
Soon, the drizzle turned into a heavy downpour.
It was pouring and the rain was very strong.
I could hear thunder and see flashes of lightning.
The storm must have been loud and powerful.
The rain was tapping loudly on the roof of my house.
That sound can feel relaxing when you are inside.
I decided to stay in and feel cozy.
Staying inside during a storm can feel safe and comfortable.
I made a cup of tea and started reading a book.
That sounds like a peaceful afternoon.
After about an hour, the rain stopped.
Did the sun come out after the storm?
Yes, the sun came out and I saw a beautiful rainbow in the sky.
Rainbows always look magical after heavy rain.
I put on my rain boots and went outside.
Were there puddles on the ground?
Yes, there were many puddles and I happily splashed in them.
That sounds like a perfect ending to a rainy day.
That was a wonderful story, Jack, and I could imagine everything clearly.
Thank you, Emma. And now I would like to tell my own story about yesterday.
Please go ahead, Jack, because we would love to hear your story.
Yesterday, I went for a walk in the afternoon.
How was the weather when you started your walk?
The sky was a little gray, but I did not see any dark rain clouds.
So you thought it was safe to go outside?
Yes, but suddenly it started to pour very heavily.
Oh no, so it was raining cats and dogs.
Yes, it was raining cats and dogs, and I did not have my umbrella.
That means you got very wet.
I heard a loud clap of thunder and saw a bright flash of lightning.
That must have been scary.
I quickly ran home because I was afraid of the storm.
What happened when you got home?
When I went inside, I was completely soaked.
So your clothes were very wet.
Yes, I took a hot shower and changed into warm and dry clothes.
That sounds comfortable.
After that, I felt very cozy and relaxed.
What did you do next?
I made a cup of tea and watched a movie.
That sounds like a nice and peaceful afternoon.
Yes, even though it rained, I still had a good day.
You did an excellent job using the new words.
Really? I'm happy to hear that.
Learning new words step by step makes it easier.
Yes, learning about rain is not so difficult anymore.
Now, let's learn some useful phrases you can use on a rainy day.
I want to learn how to speak more naturally.
You will improve with practice.
I am ready to learn some complete sentences.
If you are inside and want to check the weather, you can say, "Is it still raining?"
I can say, is it still raining outside?
If the rain has stopped, you can answer, "No, it stopped raining."
I can say, it stopped raining, so we can go out now.
If the rain is very heavy and you do not want to leave, you can say, "I'm not going out in this rain."
I often say, I'm not going out in this rain because it is too heavy.
But if you must leave the house, you can say, "I need to brave the rain."
I can say, I need to brave the rain to get to work.
Imagine you are outside and the rain starts suddenly.
In that situation, I can say, I got caught in the rain.
That means you did not expect the rain.
Yesterday, I got caught in a downpour without my umbrella.
When you get very wet, you can say, "I got soaked."
I can also say, I am dripping wet.
Dripping wet means water is falling from your clothes or hair.
After my walk, I came home dripping wet.
If you are with a friend and it starts raining, you can say, "Let's wait for the rain to stop."
I can say, let's wait inside the cafe until the rain stops.
If you see a safe place to stay dry, you can say, "Let's take shelter."
Taking shelter means finding a safe and dry place.
It is better to take shelter inside a building during a storm.
Yes, because standing under a tree can be dangerous when there is lightning.
Safety is always important during bad weather.
When I am at home and it is raining outside, I feel very peaceful.
You can say, "I love the sound of rain on the roof."
I can also say, it is so cozy inside while it is raining.
That is a lovely way to describe the feeling.
If I want to invite a friend, I can say, "Do you want to stay in and watch a movie?"
That is a warm and friendly invitation.
When I am ready to leave the house, I should remember something important.
Yes, you should say, I need to grab my umbrella.
Grab means to take something quickly before leaving.
Do not forget to grab your umbrella and your raincoat.
That way, I will not get soaked again.
You can also say, I need to put on my raincoat.
Yes, we use the phrase put on when we talk about clothes.
That is correct. And we also say, I need to put on my rain boots.
Now I have my umbrella, my raincoat, and my boots, so I am ready for the rain.
You look like a real rain expert now. Let's practice some polite phrases for when you are with other people.
That sounds useful for real life.
If you see someone without an umbrella, you can say, Do you want to share my umbrella?
That is a very kind thing to say to someone.
It shows that you care about the other person.
I can say, "You look cold and wet. Do you want to share my umbrella?"
That sounds very polite and friendly. If someone shares their umbrella with you, what can you say?
I can say, "Thanks for sharing your umbrella."
That is simple and polite.
I can also say, "Thank you. I would be soaked without you."
Very good. That shows appreciation. Now, imagine you arrive somewhere and your clothes are wet.
In that case, I can say, "I need to dry off."
Dry off means to make yourself dry again.
I can say, "I just came in from the rain, so I need to dry off."
You can also talk about your clothes and shoes.
I can say, "My shoes are all wet."
That can happen if you step in a puddle.
Yes, I stepped in a big puddle, and now my socks are wet too.
Then you might say, I need to change my clothes.
If I am dripping wet, I need to change my clothes immediately.
Now, let's talk about when the rain becomes lighter.
Sometimes the rain does not stop suddenly, but becomes softer.
In that case, you can say, the rain let up.
Let up means the rain became lighter or stopped.
Yes, for example, the rain has let up so we can go outside.
I can also say, "The rain is slowing down."
Another phrase is, the rain is easing off.
The rain is easing off, so I can walk to the shop now.
When the rain stops completely, you can say, the rain has cleared up.
Cleared up means the sky is clear again.
For example, the rain cleared up and now the sun is shining.
After the rain clears up, we might see something special.
Yes, we can say, look, a rainbow appeared after the rain.
That is always a happy moment after a storm.
Now, let's practice phrases you might hear from other people.
I am ready for the situation.
You are inside your warm house and it is cold and rainy outside.
In that case, I can say, "I am so glad I am inside where it is cozy."
That is a perfect sentence.
I can also say, "I do not envy the people outside in this rain."
Excellent! You are using these rainy day phrases very well. The word envy means to feel a little jealous of someone.
So, envy means I am happy that I am not in their situation.
Yes. For example, I see people waiting for the bus in the rain and I do not envy them.
I understand because I am inside drinking hot chocolate and I do not envy the people outside.
That is a perfect example sentence. Now, let's practice another situation.
I am ready for the next one.
You are about to leave the house, but you suddenly remember you forgot something important for the rain.
In that case, I can say, "Wait, I forgot my umbrella."
Yes, that is natural and clear.
I can also say, "Hold on, I need to get my raincoat."
Very good. And you can say, I will be right back. I need my boots.
These phrases are very useful before going outside in the rain.
Now, imagine the rain has finally stopped after a long and gloomy day.
I would feel happy and ready to go outside.
What could you say in that moment?
I can say, let's go outside and enjoy the fresh air.
That is lovely and positive.
I can also say, the rain stopped, so let's go for a walk before it starts again.
That is smart because the weather can change quickly. Now, let's learn one more common idiom.
I'm curious to hear it.
The idiom is weathered the storm.
Does that mean we stayed outside during the storm?
No, it is a metaphor and it means we survived a difficult time.
So it is not only about real weather.
That is right. For example, after a hard week at work, you can say, "It was a tough week, but we weathered the storm."
I understand. So if we were outside in heavy rain and now we are safe at home, we can say, that was scary, but we weathered the storm.
Exactly. You can use it for real storms and also for problems in life.
English is very interesting, and I learned many new phrases today.
You did a great job using them in our conversation.
I feel more confident talking about rainy days now.
That is wonderful to hear.
You mentioned the word puddles before. Can you explain it again?
Puddles are small pools of water on the ground after it rains.
So when I step in one and my feet get wet, that is a puddle.
Yes, and children love to splash in puddles.
Splash is also the sound the water makes.
That is correct, and it's a fun word to say.
What is a raincoat again?
A raincoat is a coat you wear in the rain to stay dry.
I need to buy a new raincoat because my old one is too small.
That sounds like a good idea.
And boots are special shoes for rain or snow.
Yes, rain boots keep your feet dry when you walk in puddles.
I wear my rain boots so my socks do not get wet.
What is the item that keeps the rain off your head?
That is an umbrella.
Very good. Do not forget your umbrella when it is raining.
I will always try to remember it from now on.
Today we learned many ways to talk about rain.
We learned how to describe the type of rain and the sky.
We also talked about feelings and activities on rainy days.
I will practice these words the next time it rains.
That is the best way to improve your English.
Practicing a little every day really helps.
Even thinking about your day in English is good practice.
Now we have a question for everyone.
What is your favorite thing to do on a rainy day?
Do you like to read a book, watch a movie, or splash in puddles?
Please write your answer in the comments.
We love reading your answers and learning about you.
Thank you very much for learning with us today.
Thank you for watching Talk Ema, and see you next time.